Hello, children. Today, I'll tell you a wonderful story about Ijapa. In the heart of Yoruba land, where the golden sun bathed the earth in warmth and the whispering trees held secrets of old, there lived a remarkable boy named Dara. Only 6 years old, yet wise beyond his years, Dara saw the world with a sense of wonder that made the ordinary extraordinary. His days were filled with laughter, curiosity, and an eagerness to understand the mysteries of life. Little did he know that one fateful morning would bring him face to face with a legend. As he skipped along the dusty path that led past his village, the morning air buzzing with the sounds of birds and rustling leaves, Dara heard an unusual noise from the edge of the forest. It was slow and deliberate, like the sound of wisdom itself calling to him. Dara's heart raced with excitement. "Who's there? Is someone calling me?" he asked, his voice filled with childlike curiosity. Peering through the tall grasses, he gasped at the sight before him. There, basking in the morning sun, was none other than Ijapa, the legendary tortoise of Yoruba folklore. His shell, carved with ancient patterns, shimmered as if holding the secrets of time itself. Known throughout the land for his cunning and trickery, Ijapa was a creature of both admiration and caution. But on this day, there was something different about him. His wise eyes, usually twinkling with mischief, carried a hint of sorrow. "Hello, little one," Ijapa greeted in a measured tone. "I have been on a long journey, and my heart feels heavy. Perhaps you can help me find a better way?" Dara tilted his head, intrigued. "Help you? But you're so clever, Ijapa. What troubles you?" Ijapa let out a weary sigh. "You see, Dara, I have always used my wits to get what I want. I tricked animals, outsmarted foes, and even deceived those who trusted me. At first, my cleverness made me proud, but soon I realized that every trick had a price. The forest grew restless, and my friends felt hurt by my schemes." Dara's small face grew thoughtful. "Maybe being clever isn't just about tricking others. Maybe there is more to it." Ijapa stared at the boy, the weight of his words sinking deep into his heart. "Perhaps you are right, dear Dara. I have spent so long relying on trickery that I forgot about the power of kindness and honesty." With that, the unlikely pair set off into the forest, walking beneath towering trees that swayed as if listening to their conversation. As they walked, Ijapa recounted one of his most notorious adventures. "Once," he began, "I outwitted a boastful lion. I convinced him that I held the secret to everlasting strength. But when the lion's pride led him to follow my deceit, he found himself in grave danger. And I, too, suffered the consequences of my trickery." Dara's eyes widened. "That must have been very painful. Did the lion forgive you?" The tortoise's voice grew heavy with regret. "He never did, and his disappointment taught me a hard lesson. My cleverness, though admired by many, had caused sorrow. I had hurt those who believed in me." As they continued their journey, they came upon a clearing where a sly fox stood before a group of animals. He spun a tale, his words dripping with false promises, luring the creatures into a deceptive scheme. Ijapa leaned toward Dara. Watch closely, young friend. This fox reminds me of my old ways. He speaks sweet words, but his promises hide a dangerous trap. Dara's small hand clenched into a fist. We should tell others the truth, Ijapa. Maybe honesty can save you from being hurt again. Inspired by Dara's innocent wisdom, Ijapa stepped forward and spoke in a calm, clear voice. Friends, do not be fooled by empty promises. True strength and happiness come not from clever tricks, but from honesty, compassion, and working together. The fox sneered. You dare speak against me? I am the master of wit. Ijapa met his gaze with steady resolve. Master of wit is no excuse for causing harm. I have learned that the path of truth may be slower, but it leads to hearts filled with trust and friendship. A murmur of agreement spread among the animals. Even the fox, with a flick of his tail, seemed momentarily lost in thought. Dara stood by Ijapa's side, his small hand resting on the tortoise's weathered shell, offering silent support. Sometimes, Dara said softly, even the cleverest among us need to listen to a kind heart. We all make mistakes, but it's what we do afterward that matters. Ijapa smiled, his ancient eyes shimmering with newfound understanding. Little Dara, you have taught me one of the greatest lessons of all. I may be known for my cunning, but I now see that true wisdom lies in sharing, caring, and making things right. As the sun set, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Ijapa and Dara sat by a bubbling stream. The forest, once filled with echoes of deceit, now hummed with the melody of hope and forgiveness. Today, I choose to change my ways, Ijapa declared. I will use my cleverness, not to deceive, but to help others and make amends for the past. Dara beamed. That's the best decision, Ijapa. When we choose kindness over trickery, we create a world where everyone can shine. And so, the tale of Ijapa was no longer just one of mischief. It became a story of growth, redemption, and the transformative power of a pure heart. Weeks later, the villagers gathered to celebrate the change in the forest. Ijapa, the once notorious trickster, now served as a guide and a friend. With Dara at its side, he visited every home, sharing tales of old and new, and teaching the values of honesty and compassion. The village elder beamed. Wow, look at our beloved Ijapa, and see how Dara's wisdom has brought all of us together. Let this be a change in everyone, a lesson for us all. No matter how old or young, every heart can guide us towards a brighter future. Dara and Ijapa's journey lived on, not just in stories, but in the hearts of all who listened. They proved that wisdom is not measured by age or cunning alone, but by the kindness we show and the honesty we uphold. As Dara placed a gentle hand on Ijapa's shell, he spoke one final truth. Let's always choose truth, kindness, and love, for that is the real magic that binds us all. And in the heart of the forest, where tales of old whispered through the leaves, the legend of Ijapa and Dara continued to shine with the promise of every new dawn.